I have gathered you all here today to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Atelier series. I can't believe it, the series has been going on for so long, and to celebrate, there is a remake of the first ever Atelier game, Atelier Marie, coming out. The game is releasing July 12th, and I've had the honor to play the first year of the game thanks to Koei Tecmo. I appreciate it, and I'm here to tell you what the game is all about. This game is bringing the Atelier series back to its roots. You get to see the very beginning, where it all began, and I think you guys are in for a fun time. It is a lot different to new Atelier games as the series has grown a lot over the years, but they have added some good quality of life features and new experiences to the game that you'll be able to enjoy. And something really exciting about this is that the first game was never released in the West. There's been no English translation, so we finally get the chance to see how the series began. It's very cozy and relaxed. It is different to new Atelier games. It's a lot simpler, so I think it's a very good starting game for anybody who wants to get into the Atelier series. I think now is the time. From it, you can see how the game mechanics have grown over the years, where this simple gameplay began, and how it grew to become the series it is today. Let's begin with the story and the main characters. So Marie came from the countryside to become an alchemist. She's very funny, laid back, she's got a lot of humor, and she is the biggest failure of a student they've ever had at the academy. They tried to challenge her to run an atelier for 5 years in hopes that she'll learn better in a different way, since the school curriculum wasn't working for her. They would see after 5 years if she could make an item of good quality and if they can pass her on it. I have my doubts, but shh, keep them to myself. And there is a wide variety of characters to get to know on your journey. She is your childhood best friend and your main supporter. She's got a very quiet and gentle personality. She's also sickly, so she's a little weak, but that doesn't mean she won't come to combat with a duster. She used a duster as a weapon. Ingrid is Marie's mentor. She oversees Marie's progress. She's given her tasks to complete within a certain time to help push her towards her goals. She gives the main and most important tasks in guiding you to becoming the best alchemist you can be, or in other words, passing the test. Just about 40%, not 39%, have to get 40%, you know. Let's move on to the different things you can do in the game to help achieve Marie's goal. First of all, gathering. Marie has to go out and gather ingredients for her alchemy from around the city. As the seasons change, the materials you can gather in areas around you also change. So do watch out for certain seasonal materials. They're normally marked on the map with like a little WTR for winter or things like that. It's very helpful. This game does have combat. You can run into monsters when you're out gathering, like cutie patootie slimes. Don't hurt them, please. Please don't hurt the slimes. The game has turn-based battles. You can hire 2 people from the city for the right price, and they will come help you fight monsters as you're gathering materials. They can be higher levels than you, so they can give you a hand in getting through some rougher areas. Monsters also drop materials that you can use for alchemy. You can gain experience in battle to level up, giving access to higher level alchemy recipes. Synthesis is Marie's main goal as an alchemist. With it, she can make lots of helpful objects for her journey and for completing missions that you receive. To synthesize, she requires recipes, materials, and her level can affect what she is able to synthesize. You can also buy tools from the academy to improve your success rate, and you can buy recipe books for alchemy. Marie can become friends with people that she hires around the city. The more you raise your friendship level with them, the more silly scenarios you get to see happen between them. There's a lot of very interesting characters. Sometimes the friends you make will also ask you to do something with alchemy for them, and that can help raise your friendship. There's also a tavern where you can take requests from people to raise your reputation and earn money. Speaking of friends, there's also these really cute little guys, fairies. You can hire them from the forest. They have to make their paycheck somehow, you know? They help you run the atelier and can help with different tasks like gathering and synthesis, but they might be a little slower than you unless you cough up the money. Next, we'll talk about how days pass in the game because you gotta chop. There's only so much time. Just kidding. There is a mode with no time limit for if you want to enjoy a more relaxing experience. So that is always an option too, which I think is a great quality of life feature added to the remake because I know some people get intimidated by time limits. So you can take your time and enjoy it at your own pace. But I'll get more into the elements they've added to the game later. How days do pass in the game is as you're doing different activities like traveling to different areas, fighting monsters, and gathering materials, and also doing alchemy. So you better chop, hurry it up. The clients won't wait forever, get moving. Your main home base in this game is the town of Salsburg. It's the capital, but it's not that big. It's actually a rather teeny tiny town, but it's like a cute little hub, I think. There's a Sky Tavern where you can take requests and interact with characters there. A weapon shop for buying weapons and armor. You can buy weapons and armor for anybody you hire. There's a castle. I don't know what it's for yet. They won't let me in. They keep stopping me at the front gates. There's this one guard guy and he's got art though, so I imagine he's probably important. There's an academy shop where you can buy materials, tools, and recipe books. The materials they sell there change monthly as well, so that can help you with gathering materials or more difficult materials. And most importantly, the Atelier. Your home, you live there. It's where you synthesize and save your game and review Professor Ingrid's tasks that help you accomplish the main story. There's also some building where you can like decorate and take pictures as well. I haven't spent too much time there, but it is a cute little idea if you want to savor moments you've had with some of the different characters. While the town is not very large, there is events in town that you might want to watch out for. I'll give you 2 examples, but there's more throughout the year. You can check when they're coming up to help you plan ahead for what you want to do each month. There's an Academy Shop sale at a particular time every year where you get everything half price. So save your money, it's not that far into the game, and then you'll be able to buy a lot of tools and recipe books. Very handy. There's also certain months when the knights go on patrol. You can go to higher level gathering areas because there won't be any monsters because the boys are working hard. Let's talk about the new elements added to the game. As you know, there is no time limit if you want to experience the game at your own pace. I really appreciate this because time limits can like stress me out a little bit, even though I have played a couple of Atelier games, so I am a little familiar with it. But you can take things at your own pace, or if you want a challenge, you can still have the time limit, which I think is very cool. There have been more scenes and interaction added between the characters that wasn't there in the original, adding more charm and personality to each of the characters. If you're ever unsure what you should do next, you can always follow Professor Ingrid's task. They'll guide you in the right direction for the story and to achieving the goal of getting at least 40% in the exam. You just have to pass it. You don't have to do it well, you don't have to be first place, just pass it. Just don't get 39%, okay? Please. I'm begging you. So far, I found the game very cute, very lovable. The characters are all quite hilarious. I think it's a journey worth going on. It is more laid back and not as like, it doesn't have a heavy story focus. It's more just about enjoying your day-to-day life, kind of slice of lifestyle, which I think is lovely. So it's a little different from like the, say, Atelier Rises series, but this game is definitely very fun and very addictive in its own right. The synthesis system is a lot simpler as well. There's not like this complicated grid where you have to figure out where you place things. It's just you need so much of this ingredient, so much of that ingredient, and then a few days and boom, you've made the alchemy object you've been looking for. So I think that's very handy if you're kind of intimidated by the alchemy system in the later games, because this one's very simple. I will give you a tip though, sometimes it says you only need like 0.5 of an object. And normally, like, they'll round the number up or down depending on which way it goes. So sometimes what I try to do is if it only uses 0.5 of an object, I'll, like, make 2 of them so that I don't waste materials. Random tip, enjoy it. I regretted it when I didn't do it first. I definitely think this is a game worth trying if you want a laid-back, enjoyable, cozy experience. Or, you know, if you want to do some math on the days, you know, figure out how much math you need to get here and here and here, then, you know, you can do that too, or else you could just go to school. I would like to extend a big shout out to Koei Tecmo for giving me the honor of playing the game early and getting to share some of my experience with you. And I really hope you enjoyed it too. This style of video is a little different to what I've tried before, but I'm excited to maybe try this again in the future if you guys enjoyed it. And I hope I've gotten you excited for the new Atelier Marie game. I think you're gonna love it. It's very fun. If you played any of the Atelier games, I feel like this game will really speak to you. And even if you haven't, I think it's less intimidating than some of the newer games if you kind of like those simple, slower paced games. I think this could be perfect for you, so do consider it. And with that, my friends, I tell you, go finish Atelier Ryza 3. I did. It's amazing. And prepare yourselves for Atelier Marie. Fun fact, as I was finishing Atelier Ryza, that's when Koei Tecmo emailed me about doing a video on Atelier Marie, and I was just thinking I want to get Atelier Ryza done before Marie comes out. So the timing was very hilarious and coincidental, but perfect. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I would really appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. 3, 2, 1, poofos.